This is Pamela Morgan for Flirting with Flavors, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect steak. You can make a steak at home taste just as good as in a restaurant, I promise, especially if you're using a good quality beef like the kind I'm using today from New York Prime Beef. This steak that I'm using, it's a New York strip sirloin Wagyu beef. It is rich and marbled, as you can see, and when cooked correctly, as I'm going to teach you, this steak is going to be out of sight, delicious and juicy. Let me share my secrets. Secret number one, 20 minutes out of the fridge before you cook it. Let it come to room temperature and it'll cook much more evenly this way. Secret number two, season your steak generously with plenty of salt and pepper on both sides. I like my little pepper grinder here. Steak and pepper, great combination. And then turn it over and do the same thing. And then I'm gonna massage it a little bit and get all that salt and pepper into that steak. Now the steak is ready to go into the pan. Secret number three, your pan has to be smoking hot. You want to sear the steak, and searing the steak is gonna give it a crust. It's gonna create caramelization on the top of the steak. Caramelization will give that steak flavor. See how the smoke is rising out of the pan? That's exactly what you want. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of olive oil in. Here goes my beef. Hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. Press it down a little bit. And then I'm going to leave it. Don't touch it. You want this steak to cook 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how thick it is. How do you gauge the temperature of your steak? This is something that you can learn, and I'm going to show you a little hand trick. Not that kind of trick, this kind of trick. Okay, if you hold your forefinger and your thumb together and you press right here, that's rare. Then your middle finger, see it's getting a little firmer, medium rare. Then your ring finger, now it's getting even firmer, and that is medium well. And your pinky finger, well done. Practice that. That's what you want to feel on your steak as you're pressing down. This steak is still rare inside. The top is brown and crusty, and that's what's gonna give this steak all that flavor. I'm gonna add a little garlic in this for flavor. And this is really gonna take your steak to another level. I'm just taking off the skin, and then I'm gonna throw the whole thing into the pan. Now, I'm also gonna add the butter. This is brown butter made by Black & Bolyard. This is so nutty and intense, and this is really gonna make your steak taste like restaurant quality steak. Here's another trick. You gotta bathe the steak. Bathe it in the butter. It's gonna add so much flavor and richness to this already rich steak. This baby is cooked. Secret number 7, let this steak rest for at least 1 to 2 minutes. I know you're dying to eat it, but calm down, take a breath, and let that steak rest. This is my friend Michael Romano from Romano Brands Fine Wine, and today he has some red wine for us, and we're gonna pair it with this incredible steak. Tell us what you brought and why.
Well, I brought some very special Cabernets. These are both Cabernets. One is Roca Tesserina, which means little treasure, and it is an absolute treasure. Roca Vineyards is located in the northwest corner of Napa Valley.
I love Napa wines.
Right at the Stag's Leap District, and their wineries are 100% organic. So to match with that Wagyu beef, I think these two wines would be absolutely perfect.
Oh, I can't wait to try them.
Very, very rich wines.
Michael, I'm gonna slice the steak while you pour the wine.
Fantastic. We're gonna start with the Roca Grigsby Vineyards Cabernet, which is a separate little vineyard within the vineyard at Roca. Again, 100% organic and 100% Cabernet Sauvignon from Roca. So I'll pour some.
Okay. You notice that I'm making some nice big slices here, nice and thick. And then I'm gonna add a little finishing salt to this. There's some juices in the bottom of your plate. Make sure not to throw that away. Just put that right over your steak.
That smells wonderful.
I know, I'm ready to eat and drink that wine. Oh, steak.
That is delicious.
So good.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
today,
you so
Michael.
much for having me. Thanks for having
This is Pamela Morgan for Flirting with Flavors, making food sexy and helping you find your spice and ignite your sizzle.
me. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. So, I got through the whole video without spilling anything on my satin shirt, and then at the very end, I spilled wine on myself. Typical.